There we go. Hi, everybody. Welcome to the stream. How are we doing tonight? Oh, that's become very large. Hang on. Not that one. What the heck? What? Everything's being silliness. There we go. How is everybody doing? Let's move that way. Okay. Always a technical fun. I see Mafu and Antoine are in the chat. Oh my gosh. Chilling in the study block for this Saturday for my big project. Woohoo! I love that. Excellent, excellent, excellent. Okay. I love it. Because yeah, it's your big launch, yes? Hang on. Something silly is happening. Oh, it's already small. What the heck's going on? Why is it being this way? Why? Okay. Is that, oh dear Lord. What is happening? Everybody gets to watch me figure out my camera. Because why wouldn't we? Technical fun. Alright. That may be a little better. It was a little jumpy there for a sec. Okay. Okay. How's everybody doing? I thought today that we would work a little bit on the plants that we had worked up for last time. Oh dear, hang on. I almost made a mess there. I'm just going to load and make sure that things are working properly. Ooh, there it is. It's a YouTube. So what I did was I scanned the projects that we were working on last week and the ones before. Just want to make sure that this is muted. Excellent. Okay, so I scanned the 4 plants that we have on the go. So for anybody who might have missed the stream last week, we were doing watercolor plants. So these are all a project for a friend of mine, well, 2 friends of mine. They want some art in their daughter's bedroom. They're redoing it. She's getting to be a little more grown up, so they're redoing her room. So I am have been commissioned to do some beautiful plant work for their room. And what the idea is there's 5 picture frames, and each one's going to have a letter of her name plus one of plants, because she just has 4 letters in her name. And then these are going to go with the different letters of her name. So I wanted to definitely go with a watercolor and pencil crayon approach for these, so that they all kind of look very similar. Right after our stream last week, I found that they don't look alike at all. So we're going to work on that a little bit right now in Photoshop, and then hopefully if there's time, we're going to pull them over into Fresco so that we can get them a little bit more coherent and working together, so that we can get things under control. And so I was trying to think of the last plant, like the 5th frame that has, I was thinking a whole bunch of plants need to be in there. I also realized I haven't done a spider plant yet, and I have a lot of reference for that. So we'll definitely put a spider plant, maybe like a little cactus or something in. It won't be a pile of plants anymore. It'll just be maybe a couple different standout-ish ones. Because I think the frames are only like the art space is only 5 by 7. So 1 second, I completely forgot to tell everybody that we were live. You think it was like my first day doing this every time I do it. Sheesh Louise. Some plant art right now. So what is everybody else up to? What is new? How are the games going? Antoine, are you ready for your big project? That's your big music launch. Oui? Oh, playing Death Stranding 2. Oh my goodness gracious. Is that what we're doing now, or is that our big project? Okay, not me. I want to go to... Por qué? How come you can't go to your own profile? That seems silly. That seems silly. Turn that down. It's a therapy musical. Oh my goodness gracious. Excellent. I haven't thought about that before, but that's a great call. Arby's in the chat. Welcome to the stream. Okay. So, I took a scan of each one of our little tiny plants here, and I cropped them down so that I could ensure that they were just the artboard and not the whole, like this. The scan takes out some of the outside of the sketchbook and the line on the sketchbook. I just took all that out and brought them in here. And then what I want to do is I'm going to play around with some colors and things. So I want them all on the same page here. They're all in their own layer for right now. So what I wanted was all of them to be together here so that I can play around with colors and kind of get them all sort of on the same page. Like the line art works for them, but I really want a lot of them to kind of follow this top left one. I really like the vibe that this one gives off. It's what I was kind of hoping for. So I want to get these ones as close to each other as I can. And then we'll bring them into fresco because I can add some pencil crayon, I can add some watercolor, I can add some things like that, all in fresco as well. So I just want to kind of get the color adjusted here because I know I can do it a little better in Photoshop than I would be able to do in fresco. I just know it a tiny bit better. And then we will take her into fresco. Moffy says, I found out that I've been preparing a combo for Devil Gin and I'm spending the day trying to practice it. Excellent. She did well in the previous Pronto lobby and even won my first best of 3. Woohoo! Hoping to continue to improve. Love it. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to select the top one here. This is the top layer. I just know that that's the case here, but you could kind of select down if you want to. It's going to highlight what's on that layer for you. But and even if you scroll over, it'll highlight there just because of the way my settings are. And with our little pop-up here on the bottom, it says adjust colors. So that's what I want to do. So here's where we change like some of the prominent colors. That's what this is telling me to do. Oh, I don't want to learn more. I didn't want to. I clicked learn more. I didn't want to. So what I want to do is I kind of want to bring down some of these brighter greens. So I'm selecting that green. It's going to be on the page. It's going to be on the illustrations. And so what I want to do is I want to, if I bring down the saturation here, you can see that's graying them out and it's grabbing that color in all of the layers. So I don't want it to be, that's a little dramatic. If we reset it to 0, let's try that first. Oh, I'll go down by 10. So what I'm doing, I'm holding shift and the arrow down so I can pull it down a little bit. I think we're getting too not green there. And that just kind of is a big chunk. You can click and drag. It was just kind of slowing itself down there a little bit. So I didn't want to do that too much. I see it's lagging a little bit here. Okay. Doesn't do the undo as nicely. Okay. So what the saturation is doing, and you've seen me do this in fresco, and it's going to continue to do the same thing. It's going to suck some of the color out of it, or the brightness or vibrancy of a color out. If I go the other way, I just wonder if I've picked a good color for this. It'll go the other way, like super brightness. I really don't want to do that with this. If anything, I'm kind of trying to mute it down. The undo doesn't seem to work as nicely here, which is bumming me out. Okay, I think we're okay with that one. And then what I can do as well is I can use the eyedropper tool. So the eyedropper here. So what it's doing here on the bottom is it's selecting some main colors that it's seeing in this page. But if I'm not seeing one that I want to get rid of, like I don't know if it shows up on the screen very much, but this leaf right here has this like, there's a lemon, like a lime green color that I want to get rid of in this one. So I'm going to use the eyedropper and select that. And you can see, I'm not sure if you noticed or not, but this green, that one changed a little bit. So I'm just going to pull it down just a touch. And then, no. Come on, you. Okay. Holy cow. Okay. Turn it purple. Well, we're going to see it turn some color. So right now I'm working with kind of the vibrancy of the green itself. But I actually want to change. Okay, so that's going to get some of those colors a little bit more green, which is great. But what I do want to do, oh sorry, RB says to turn it purple. What I am going to do is I want to adjust some of the colors because these guys, the pots, are actually supposed to be more of a pink color. So instead of just doing like how bright or how saturated the color is, you can change the color of it. So if I click this hue and drag it, we can make them purple. I'm not going to make them purple because I've been requested to not. We want them to be more of a coral color. And this might have to be something I do in fresco because all the pots aren't going to play the game here. I did them all too differently. Okay, not bad, not bad. On the saturation, can we put it up a little bit? Holy laggy computer. Not too bad. And then this. Boop, boop, boop. And you can make things darker if you want to. I don't think I want to play with this too much because it is for a kid's room. So a little bit more of the pink. So if I do some of this, grab some of this orange, try and change it. It might do these two that are across from one another. Come on, you. No, no, don't do that, please. Holy cow. Come on, you. Play game, yes? Why are we not? There we go. My face is, yeah, well, this is my creative face. Why isn't it working? Okay. Not too shabby. Wouldn't hate Oh, it's doing so many things. I don't love that. I don't love that. So what it's doing is it's creating a bunch of layers for me, which I don't really love. So each one of those adjustments is actually making a new layer on top. So I can play around with that if I want to like hide it and be like, oh, no, actually I kind of want this. Actually, I wonder if I can do that. I like it, but I want it to be about 75% instead of all of it, which I actually prefer. If I do 80 versus 100, no, it's not that much of a difference. Yeah, okay, I like that. Keeping it light. Save your files. Okay, and then each one of these, so it's putting all these up here. So if I did, when I was playing around earlier, I got this kind of thing, but I think it's a little more muted than we like. So I'm going to hide that one. Put them all back. See, those are looking pretty good. And now for each one of these, I'm going to remove the backgrounds. Ideally, it'll take all that watercolor paper out for me. Sometimes it has to ponder. Love watching the things think. Will you export them as transparent PNGs in the end? Yes, if this background removal works, that is the plan, to export them just as the little plants. Oh, that didn't do too bad. It took some of the ink with it, but I think that's okay for right now. Just one sec. Oh, it's a mask. Excellent. So what I can do. So yes, Mafu, sorry, I got distracted. Yes, you can. I'm going to export the PNG so that I don't have to worry about the background later. I can just worry about just these tiny bits. And so what that did is, so instead of, sorry, I'll complete the thought. So what we'll do is I don't have to worry about the background and erasing it and all that kind of fun madness. We'll just have the plants, and then we can get started getting the letters in and all that kind of stuff, adding some more pencil crayon, etc. So you can play with that for sure. So the really cool thing that this does, so when you say remove the background, it's not just deleting the background, it's creating a mask for you. So it's working in a non-destructive way. If you don't want the mask and you want it to just delete all that out, you can just interfere there. If you want to get rid of it. But right now I found it cut some of this a little too close to the border, and rather than having to draw those pens back in, I'd like to keep some of those lines if I could, because I can always erase them when we get into fresco. So right now all I'm doing is what you've seen me do in fresco, and that's just cleaning up the mask line here. So you can see the mask down, and it's that little black square in the bottom right now, next to image 0006. And I'm just putting in, I'm like revealing and hiding the layer, just like you've seen me do on fresco before, just so that all those lines are gonna show up for me, so I don't have to put them back in later. I know some of them will probably play with a little bit, but oops. Just want to get some of this in the clear here. Now to do this, so you've seen on fresco in the bottom corner it'll say reveal the layer or hide the layer. The difference here is using a white or black brush. So you see it's black and white, and what it's showing is the little bit of white. So if I use the white brush, I'm revealing the layer. And if I'm using the black brush, I'm hiding the layer. So just a tiny bit different, but doing what I need it to do. So we're gonna do that to this one now too. Same thing. Mafu's trying to catch up with my vision. Yes, yes. So I'm going to show you when I put this through, I'm going to, when I get these exported as PNGs, we're going to throw them on top of the iPad in Fresco, and I'll show you kind of what I have so far as the roughs that I put together. And you'll see what I'm talking about because the letters will interact with the plants a little bit. So hopefully we'll get there. So I started a tiny bit early so that we didn't have to go over too late. So this one's kind of a basic opportunity for the remove background. It's just taking out that watercolor paper, but you can do this on photos and all different kinds of things. I think if you do kind of remove background on something more complicated like a photo, it'll give you options maybe. How come that didn't work? Oh, come on, you. I don't want to make a background. I want you to take it out. It didn't take it out. Okay, that's weird. I don't know why that didn't work. So let's try it on this one. Selected, remove background. You can see, I'm not sure if you can see in the bottom corner here, that one just is just a box. It didn't take anything out, which is super unfortunate. But you can run this on photos. Like say if you wanted just the figure in a photo and they're standing in a cityscape or something, you want to remove everything and just have a person there. There's a lot of different uses for this. I haven't used it a lot, so that might be why it's not working. But these are just kind of like different things that are like kind of part of that generative AI feature in Photoshop. Normally I'd be just erasing all this out, which is less fun to watch. But it's kind of nice to be able to click a button and have it figure it out. Is it required for my subject to become sharp and clear in order to remove the background except for my subject? Or will any quality work? I suspect the quality of the photo. Why aren't these working? Yeah, I will never be able to remove background as good old channel masking can. Yeah, I hear it. I hear it. And we're kind of proving it right now because I don't know why this isn't working. Is it because it's not on top? That wouldn't make any sense to me. If that's the logic, then I don't understand it. How come it only worked on one? And so, yeah, so Mafu would depend on, like, I suspect that the quality of your photo, it could drive some of that. If it's kind of all dark or kind of something like that, it may be harder to select your subject, or if it's really blurry. But like as you've seen, like what this is masking out is creating a mask rather than just deleting content. So it would be an opportunity for you to go back in and edit the mask a little bit, unless it's going to keep giving me this box mask, which makes no sense at all. I don't want to merge them, but that also might be a thing. Oh, 100% Mafu. It looks like even the AI features are imperfect. Correct. That's why we need artists to do the thing. Why? Okay, that one worked. If it's because they're on the bottom, I'm going to be a little bit baffled. Okay, stop moving. Thank you. Okay. I'll try this again. Because if that's what's happening, I'm very confused. Less AI, more human creativity, please. 100%. That's why, like, I could have generated all of these plants with AI and cleaned them up and sent them out. But that's, one, way less fun. Two, depending on your AI that you're using, you could be using someone else's art by accident. Don't do that. Now why? Maybe the... Yeah, I know, but I just kind of want the thing to just work, you know? That's not what I'm trying to show. Because... seems weird that it won't take them out. It doesn't make sense to me. It should just take it out. It's the same as the other two. No, thank you. Super dumb. Not really sure why that's being that way. Click and be patient, Aaron. What the frig? Delete layer mask. What if I do this? I could also do something else. Trial and error to make things work. Holy cow. I should have exported some of the PNGs to get them over into my iPad while we waited. That's okay. It's almost done. Come on, you. Come on, Photoshop. People didn't tune in to have me. And if this doesn't work the way I hope it will, I'm going to go to my old school way of doing things. No, for Pete's sake. Maybe it's just not bright enough. The contrast might... that doesn't make sense either. Okay. Oh, do come on now. Oh, yeah. It's been a while since I've been in Photoshop, guys, so please do hand. We're all learning together. Aha! Excellent. Boop, 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 boop. Quit being a knob. Invert mask. What the heck? we're going to try one more. Don't have anything selected. Create mask. Magic wand. This is really old school. I wouldn't learn this one. Normally I would say yes, but I'm going to get frustrated soon, Arby. So thank you. He's asking if I need some help. No, all I really want is the background out of these. So I'm doing my best here with that one. Masked out. So that's an old school learning one. That's how I would do it before I did any of the things. All right, walk me through it then, RB. Okay, so I'm going to do this mask. And then I'm going to do my magic wand to... Why is it not keeping my selection? Oh, because they're all W. That's dumb. So the magic wand is an old school tool that I like to use. I'm on a Mac. The Finder is a file space. So edit, fill, click. Alessandra's in the chat. Yes. These are the ones that I used in the chat. And they're the ones I did last week for sure. And we're just masking them out. Getting what I need here. So what we got, RB? So erasing my magic. Sorry, Alexander. Yes, these are the watercolors I did last week, plus the two others I did before that. And I'm breaking my Photoshop. Thank you. My computer seems to be having some sort of hissy fit. Come on, you. Play the game. Click. Oh, no. No, no, no. Okay. We can use color range. I don't know that I'm going to play with it too much. Mostly just because my computer seems to not be interested. So what I'm going to do is we will take this mask off. There we go. We'll try this again. Why is it doing all of them? It should just do that. I'm going to earn my frustration here in about 30 seconds. Okay. And now I have a selection. Okay. I'm going to, oh, I undid it. Damn it. Okay. Okay. So the thing with Photoshop is there's like 8,000 million ways to do the thing that you want to do, which is why it was the most maddening software for me to initially learn. Is there's lots of different ways to do all the different things. So you can go the color range that RB is doing. Maybe he can walk you through how the whole process works and what everything the goal is and everything like that. I've done it in the past, but it's been a while, and it wasn't selecting what I wanted it to select. So I'm just going to play with the masks here. I have the black one selected. Just clean up a few of these because I have to go in and do fresco cleanup anyway. And you guys don't want to watch me get frustrated with some of this. So everything's going to have its own pros and cons. Sometimes things take longer, but then you know how to do them. Some things will go quicker because you know them. Sometimes the tool is better. It's a lot of things. And I'm not going to spend too much time on this particular plant because it needs a lot of work because it just looks so different from the other ones for whatever reason. So thank you, RB, for that suggestion. I don't feel like me and my computer are going to figure that out properly at this time. So a few different ways to do what we wanted to do. This one, these two just worked really well with played the game with the remove background. You can use the color range suggestion that RB had. I just created a mask using the magic wand tool. Like I said, there's lots of different ways to do what you want to be doing. Now, exports. Let's see. Now let's see if this is going to. It's probably going to do the whole page, to be perfectly honest, because it's not going to do the selection. And just PNG save. Let's see. Yeah, I did all of them, but I don't want the background. So if I hide the background, there we go. That's what I wanted. First, I want to play with the mask that this one did. Oh, I don't know what the heck's. Okay, I'm not asking to do the move tool. I want to use the zoom. Okay. Alessandro, what's up? You said hello and then opened new tools. What is new? What have we got going on? Yes, are we going to? Okay. Just want to make sure. Okay, this is what I want. File, export, because the background was there. The background layer was on, so even if I did transparent, it was just going to use the white background. So I hit it. So I'm going to replace that file. Excuse me. Sorry, that one snuck up on me. Okay, so now these ones are clear. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is a few different things. So we're going to save this first. And then I'm going to next art event on Saturday. That's madness. Oh, I didn't want to hide you guys away from the plants. Sorry. Can we go to this place? Okay, so Excellent. A new art event. I love it. Okay, perfect. So, oh, okay, so pew pew. Okay. So I just sent that to my iPad. And what I'm going to do here, I'm going to, oh, fire trucks are on the move. Not to me, I don't think. Restream, you're like a lot, bro. Why you log me out? I'm midstream, you silly goose. Okay, go to the chat, please. My goodness, I need a Jacques. Go to my channel. How was my weekend? It was excellent. I went into Toronto on the weekend with my sister, and I relaxed on Sunday, and it was good. It was good. Too short, always, always. Okay, so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go back to Fresco before I switch this. Get rid of that. We do have Easter weekend coming up here, and it's definitely 4 days. I'm stoked. I'm traveling, but it's okay. What am I doing? What am I doing? This. Wunderbar. Okay, so we're going to. Okay. I'll switch over in 2 seconds. I just want to make sure I have what we need. How big is this piece? How big did I make it? Oh, I made it too big. Good. Hurt your teeth somehow. Yikes. That's not fun. Okay, so I'm going to switch over to the iPad now. So we're on the iPad. Whoa. All the computers having a mental breakdown. What is going on? Calm down, iPad. Everybody relax. Okay. So, what I'm going to do here. So to give you kind of an idea of what we have plotted here, these are the rough ones I did just out of just like rough ideas. These were like AI generated plants that I just wanted to get for the concept of what we were looking for. So what we're going to do now is do the plants we actually drew. And now this is an 8x10 illustration. So, so like it's bigger than what the final result's going to be. So what I'm going to do is just cut this up a little bit. So we're going to cut that layer. Sorry, not the layer. Cut. I don't want to cut the whole layer. I want to cut the selection. I'm on the right layer. Selecting it. That's super weird. Don't love that. Why is it doing Okay, it's all only troubleshooting today. Deselect, transform. It's all just this one layer. Ah, it's an oof. Ew, it did something stupid. Oh, it's a smart object. That's why. Okay, knock it off. Thank you, Alessandra. Okay, so because it's a smart object, it's doing weird things. So it's not like my usual layers where you just hide out what you don't want or mask them out. So we are going to mask this unless no, it's just like a photo. So what I'll do is I will just create a mask there. Delete mask. So what we'll do is we'll duplicate the layer. So you have all 4 plants. And then what I'll do here is we will mask this one. And then, I don't know if this will work. But no, it won't work. Because it's not on the right layer, right part of the layer. Okay. It's not on the artboard. Sorry, English is really hard right now. So let's do this. Mask layer contents. What the heck? What? Okay. Turn that one off. Another mask, turn that one off. Turn that one off. This one is here. What is happening? And then we'll do this. No, it's the wrong thing. Create a mask. That's what I did. I immediately changed my mind on how I was doing this. That's where the problem was. Oy, oy, oy. What a day. Okay, here we go. That's what I was doing wrong. Oh, Antoine's video was finished yesterday and ready to upload to the socials. Yee. Okay. Okie dokie, artichoke. So, the weird bit about that is that, yeah, that's fine. We're doing okay here. Oh, and the music's ready to upload on SoundCloud. I love it. Okay, so we're doing okay here. The downside to excuse me again. Sorry, guys. It's getting dry in here. Continue. Okay, so what we're going to do here is hide these guys because they need less work. This one, hard round brush. Perfect. So I'm going to clean up some of this extra silliness. Not a lot of it. Where's my brush? Bring it back down. Antoine, can you remind us of the dates and times of the launch and what time zone you were talking about so that we can plug it here for you? All very exciting. Now I'm intentionally not taking out all of the watercolor madness. All right, it will be out this Saturday at 4:44 p.m. European time zone, the same one as in Paris. So definitely make a mental note and check it out. So I'm intentionally not taking out a bunch of the watercolor bits because I want them in the final illustration. I'm just taking out some of the ones that just don't make sense or part of the pixelation from how I did the selection on this one. I think that makes it a little weird. Oops. Whoa. What the heck happened there? Oh, it doesn't matter. We can... This is why masks are good. I'll also be going to the church this Saturday at 9 p.m. Oh my goodness gracious. So yeah, another advantage to masks here is the non-destructive bit of it. So I do find, especially when I'm working on some larger files, that when I'm doing the two-touch zoom in and out of on fresco, sometimes it doesn't get both touches and will erase my stuff, and that's annoying. So if that happens with a mask, I just fix it up a little bit. Okay, now can we turn this one on? We're going to move it this way and make it a little bit bigger. Done. That's fine. Okay, so this one. I just want this plant open because I want to make sure that we get something kind of similar, because I feel like I didn't really quite get the same pencil crayon-y effect with this one that I wanted. So I'm going to do what I do for the gnomes. We're just going to create a multiply layer. I'm using a pencil crayon, and we're going to use some colors. So the plant adjustments, those colors that are created there are created based off of the file, which is amazing. So I can use some of the colors right from our file here to try and get things a little bit more on track. So actually, I don't want this to be multiplied. I want this to be normal. Be at the church, so I have more time to adjust what it needs to be nice. So I'm using the pencil brush. So this is almost like a colored pencil. I'm right now just going to go over the, I don't need that open, some of like that lime green that I was talking about. My layering and adjustments worked a little bit, but not quite as effective as I was hoping now that it's pulled in. So just pulling in little bits of the pencil crayon here so I can get some of these leaves to kind of be similar in color to those ones over there. Like they're not supposed to be same in color, but kind of get that similar effect is what I'm hoping for. And again, this one is like what I've been doing for the tarot cards and other things, I'm working bigger than the final size. So I'm able to get some of that nitty gritty in there. And then when we shrink it down, it won't be too different. Like you won't notice a lot of the sorry guys, it's been a long day. Like the details will come together a little nicer. And I can get some of the smaller bits in, and when we zoom out, it'll look really, 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 really good. So like I said, I'm using the colors directly from our plant adjustments palette that was created when I brought this into Fresco, so that I'm for sure using similar colors. And then when you open that color palette, everything at the top there, your recents, those are the ones I've used so far. So if I'm like, oh, this part, like what I was doing in my head, it's like, oh, some of those colors are a little too bright. I want to go a little darker. So I just find the one that's darker to it and use that as a comparison. All I'm doing here is kind of lightening this up because there's lots of blocks of green. I just kind of want to lighten some of this up because I find this one I went a little bit more aggressive with the watercolor brightness versus the one on the top, which is giving the best, the closest to what the vibe was that I was looking to create. Excellent. So Antoine's prepping for his lunch. Alessandra's prepping for her Saturday plans. What are RB and Mafu up to this week? What? Plenty of client work. Nice. I just finished up a freelance logo that I've had on my plate for a while. And so that's nice to get off my plate. And then this is the only other freelance one I have. And then I'm cutting myself off for a while. I have enough to keep me busy for a long time with just my own studio chaos that I have created for myself. Holy Hannah, sorry. My watch literally won't stop going off there. It's crazy. It's weird. I don't know if you guys get that with an update or whatever. Like normally with my watch, it'll be like, you have one Facebook message, and it will leave me alone until I check those Facebook messages. Then right after an update, it stops caring about that and just tells me literally every movement that Facebook may be thinking of doing. Yikes. Alexander says, send them to me. I don't have any client work right now. You got it. RB has some really intricate designs that are large. Ooh. Excellent. Fun if you're in the right vibe for it. I hope you're in the right vibe for it. So I like using the Fresco pencil crayons. It's kind of like coloring things in. It's like coloring with my own pencil crayons a little bit and giving that similar effect without me having to restart these plants from scratch. I'm always in the right vibe for it, Erin. Excellent. That's good. You want to be in the right vibe for it. If you're able to show us at some point, that would be excellent because I always like to see the fun things people are doing. Boop, 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 boop. And then I'll do this. Okay. What time is it? Okay. I'm just wondering if I can do a... Oh, it's going to do it across everything. Not unless I just make it apply to this one. Yeah, okay. What the heck? Oh, it's just the pencil crayon, that's why. That's not what I wanted. I wanted to do this. I just want it to be, oops, 0, go, okay. Just a little bit, I'm just playing with some of the base color here, just to get these pots a little bit more on the same page. Save all the things. Okay. Okay, I need to see the other plants because I'm having uncertainty. Oh, you freaking okay. I'm having uncertainty about how cohesive we are here. I've saved it, guys. Don't worry. I've saved it. Just a little... baffled kind of at how this Monstera plant came out so different from the others. There's like none of the texture came through. Well, new iPad feature. Not enough. Thank you. Okay, so what if I just... Oh, can I... I'm just a little... baffled. No. I just like the lines aren't as nice and subtle. I don't know how the heck I did this. So what if I made this not you? Okay, that's not so bad. So if what is happening? So if I put this one, no, why do you have to? Can we turn this off? No. This one? Oh, for I don't want it to like two. I just want one. There we go. Okay, so if I do this and put it in here, hide all other groups and show this one. Yay. Okay. So I'll get rid of this because that's not the for real one. This, there we go. Okay. And then we do, oh, okay, let's turn this one off. Pickles. Oy, oy, oy. Okay, and then we can put this one in here. Oh my goodness gracious, excuse me again. What is happening? Okay. So we could probably put, oh, we're gonna turn that one off. Put it in this group. I'm gonna turn that one off and move this one. Boop, boop, boop. Okay, turn this layer on. And then our last plant, this one, we will put in here. Turn that one off. Turn that one off. And then we'll move that layer. Thank you, Alessandra. Sneaking up on me. Let's move the letter. Okay. Let's put this down here. So we'll start with oh, that's why it did that. Okay. Hide all other layers. And the E. Cancel. M. If you select a group and do the transform, it'll grab the whole group and move it around, which has been super helpful for me in the past. So I don't have to go into that group and select everything and move it all around. Now, okay, so that's why it hid everything. I thought that was kind of like super weird that it did that. I was kind of hoping it would just hide the groups, but I'm going to turn them all back on now. Just one sec, guys. Sorry about that. And then this one, on. Oh no, I don't want that other plant on. Erin. Right, that's off. Okay. So hide. Okay. So this is kind of the idea that each letter will be on its own. And I'm going to do one that's got snake plant, spider plants on it and all that kind of fun stuff. That's gonna be the next plan. So yeah, so my next step was gonna be, I'm gonna line them all up. Like get these all, save it, export each one of these and kind of line them all up together. And then I'm going to see how they look. Actually, what we'll do is we'll do this quick export to my computer. We can do that right now, actually. Quick export, wunderbar. And then hide this and show this. Quick export. Okay, hide, show. And then hide, show, backwards. The fourth one, okay, and then let's see if we can switch quickly back to Photoshop. Excellent. So I'll turn this on, I'll turn all this off. Or just stare at me. There we go. And then can I do that? Okay. The leg. Oh, that's not going to do what I wanted to. Nope, that's the wrong measurement. Never mind. Oh, I have the background on this one too. Okay. That's fine. Oi, oi, oi. I'm gonna update this one too. How to not do art. How to do things the hard way by Aaron Houston. No! See? See? I pushed the wrong button. Okay, calm down. I'm so used to Photoshop not holding the constraints that it throws off my groove. Now where are all these? These are here. I'm going to multiply them just so I don't have to worry about that white background. Okay. This has to definitely be smaller. Because there was a time when Photoshop did not hold the constraints. Which was chaos to me. And now it does. So I have to remember that it does. Okay. 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 Come on. Play the game, Photoshop. So this one, and then these three need to be much, much smaller. Okay. Row. This is what I want to do. Oh, for Pete's sake. Excuse you. like to move this over here, please. There we go. Okay. Cute. Okay. So there's still some work to be done. Like I said, I don't know how this one plant has come out so different from the other ones. I can't remember what I've done and what the changes are. 2 things here in a way. Yes, it is not always the right way, but it's the way I can get it done right now. So yeah, you can see her name coming through here. But yeah, I'm going to play around a little bit because like this would just, I don't know what's happening with that big heart plant. Like it just kind of doesn't have the same texture as the other ones. So I'll play around with it a little bit, and I still have another one to do with like spider plants and like maybe a little cactus or something. And we'll get them together, but I'll play around with them a little bit more. I didn't bring over the pencil crayon either. So some work to be done there, but generally I'm kind of liking how these are coming through. Because it could also be a little bit spread out, and they'll all be in a frame. They'll have their own kind of like boxes around them. So things are slowly coming together. Excellent. Okay. I think this is where I'm going to cut myself off right now. I hope you guys are have an excellent rest of your week. I hope those of you who celebrate Easter have a good Easter. I won't be streaming next week because of Easter, so I will be off on Monday, so I won't be streaming, but I will be back next week with a brand new the week after with a brand new creative jams. So that's exciting news. So keep an eye on the socials to see who we have coming and what we're going to be doing. So that'll be the 13th. So I won't be streaming next Monday, but I will be streaming on the 13th. So thank you everybody for your help today, whether I was able to execute or not. I appreciate your assistance. Everybody, good luck on your shows. Alessandra, good luck with your music launch. Antoine, I hope everybody does really well. Good luck with your client work. RB, Mafu with your gaming. I hope it all goes really well. And yeah, I hope that you guys all have an excellent rest of your week. So I will see you all in 2 weeks. Have an excellent rest of your week, and I'll catch you guys all soon. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Bye.